www.besteastwest.com.
A Monday warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
Hi, folks. You're back to the Best from East to West. I'm your host, Dr. Tara Grace, and the last segment of this show is dedicated to my personal secret weapon in the area of staying young, slim, and sexy. I noticed, like a lot of people do, as you get a little older, you find it a little hard to eat what you want to eat and still keep the pounds off. So I tried doubling my cardio, which helped. I do love to exercise, and really, I'm very, very happy that that's a regular part of my life. And that helped, but it didn't help nearly as much as what I'm going to share with you now. This next person is a personal friend of mine. She's also an acupuncturist. We actually went to the same acupuncture college. She is a registered nurse, and she specializes in the care of post-operative plastic surgeon patients. So she's got a lot of tricks and tips to share with us in that area. Her name is Martha Densmore. She's my very good friend. Welcome to the show, Martha.
Thanks, Tara. Glad to be here.
I had to ask you, how many times before you'd agreed to be on my show?
I know. Thank you for dragging me in today.
She's got a very busy life, and I have to say she was actually on my case to learn this particular technique for years before I finally sat down and did it.
It has a lot to do with women our age and of our generation who get cut off from themselves and their body. And a lot of us are dealing with monthly estrogen fluctuations, which affect our emotions and our ability to stay on track with our bodies and staying in shape and staying beautiful and staying feminine. And one of the best weapons that you can use to do that is weight training. And it has now been found that strength training is a necessary part of people's workout programs, where it was so much emphasized, cardio aerobics before. They've now found that strength training and increasing your muscle tissue mass will carry you through not only hormonal fluctuations, but also, mold your body, shape your body, and strengthen your body in a way that is profound and that you can't do with just cardio alone.
And it's the number one weapon against osteoporosis.
It is.
Weight-bearing exercise.
Weight-bearing exercise, that's true. And I do it a little differently. What I do is I design ergonomic programs for people, custom tailor it to their body, to their schedule, and then I teach it to them over a period of a few weeks so that they could go into the gym on their own schedule and get back into their body without a trainer distracting them and experience strength training.
This was actually a really amazing thing for me. I'm a big fan. Repeatedly in my practice, I'm telling people to explore yoga, meditation, and weight training. And for a long time, I depended on yoga to stay slim and to stay flexible and in good shape. And then I found weight training, and I was really stunned. And it wasn't until I trained with Martha, folks. I had trained with the trainers to the stars, and I got some good physical results, but I didn't get the kind of lasting physical results and the mental state that I did when I trained with Martha, because Martha has a very sort of Zen approach, and it's almost like going through a meditation when you're doing your weight training workout with you.
It becomes a meditation. And the thing of it is, and I'm talking mostly to women, but it pertains to men as well, women can lift far heavier weights than they would normally understand or experience, and they don't get it. They don't understand that. But when you're ergonomically positioned in machines and you have the particular approach that I do, which I call now the Acubody technique, you can really lift quite heavy weights, and it's a tremendous it really affects you on many different levels, hormonally, emotionally, and so forth. And you can't do that if you're working with a trainer who's engaging your left brain linearly, with this logic, which is what goes on when you're working with trainers, whether it's Pilates, a yoga instructor, or whatever. But when you're in the gym on your own and strength training, you will get to a place where you can't go any other way.
it's a little bit of an intangible thing, but I definitely noticed a huge difference when I trained with you, because you had me get into a mental state that was very positive, very empowered. You had me disconnect from all of the mind chatter that goes on in life. And by doing that, I experienced weight training as being just this delicious place to be.
It should always feel tremendously comfortable. I liken it to sitting in a turbo Bentley car. When you are in the gym and you're in a machine, every exercise you do, whether it's abs or whatever it is, needs to be comfortable. I am not the boot camp teacher. I don't believe in, what I see sometimes on people on TV who are looking a little bit uncomfortable. If anything is uncomfortable, that means it's wrong.
That's something else I very, very much appreciate, because being an acupuncturist and knowing people's bodies, you see people in there throwing weights around. You know they're damaging their joints. And as a therapist, you're getting people come to you who are complaining about the injuries they've suffered from their programs.
That's exactly why I got to where I am. I got so sick of treating people with acupuncture who were coming to me continually, getting better, and then re-injuring themselves in the gym. And I couldn't quite explain it to them that, no, you don't want to do, get on the treadmill for 20 minutes before your strength training, blah, 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 blah. So I just got involved teaching people how to work out properly.
And a lot of the machines, which you explained to me, which was a no-brainer when you said it, but I didn't realize it before, is they're designed for people that are for big men.
Absolutely. And everybody's body's different, and everybody's got a different goal. So
you showed me how to put pads here and there and adjust the machines in a way that made it right for my body. So after a workout, I don't feel like my tissues and joints have been stressed and hurt.
That's ergonomics. That's the ergonomic key, and it reconnects you to your body. It's tremendously powerful. And you have to realize that over time, especially after the age of 30, we're losing about 1% of muscle tissue per year. So, and it's interesting to meet Dr. Stuppy, because I'm also a registered nurse and I take care of people after plastic surgery. And I've seen phenomenal tummy tucks where muscles are contoured and look so terrific. And it just blows my mind. And then I'll watch the lady or help her into the restroom, and I'll realize that, the back of her arms are filled with cellulite. And it affects you on all levels. So if you're not strength training or working hard, your muscles, you're going to deteriorate, and it's going to affect all aspects of your life. You can't stay on top of your game unless you're working your muscles.
I've also referred people to you because, having experienced this myself, if you don't have proper muscle tone, you're not standing straight, you don't feel great about yourself. And I've had patients come in that just sort of were screaming out for what you do, and I've sent them to you, and they thank me all over the place because they're now able to conduct themselves with energy and confidence throughout their life because they're connected to this strength of theirs.
If you look at a lot of people training in the gym, you'll see that once you have an awareness that the posture is not quite right. They're doing a pec exercise or whatever, but the shoulders are curved forward, and
which just reinforces that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the way that I design exercises is very much opening from the chest. I have a ballet background. I have a dance background. And so all of the exercises that I design for people have a posture, like a skeletal arrangement that I hook into the design of the exercises ergonomically, so that we're putting a beautiful coat back on a coat hanger that is in the correct shape. That's a very good analogy. It reworks the spine, and you can decompress the spine. There's a lot that you can do in the gym. There are a lot of toys in the gym that you can play with in new, profound ways once you learn this. Now, the other amazing, terrific thing about what you do, which I haven't found with other trainers, is that now that you've taught this program to me, I don't have to keep meeting you in the gym. Absolutely. And you don't want to keep meeting me in the gym. It's mine for the rest of my life. It's just like Zazen. You can't go with your spiritual master to the places that you need to go. I provide you a map, and then you're going to go there on your own schedule, and you're going to have to face yourself and grow through all the things that you need to grow through to get the strength that you need. And it's going to be powerful because you're going to be lifting heavy weights, but you're going to be doing it ergonomically. So it's like you're sitting in the turbo Bentley, you're touching the gas, and it feels fantastic. It's a way to give yourself a massage. You know, I mean, you can use the equipment to press your shoulders down, to get yourself opened up, and it's just like magic.
That's true. There's many times I've sort of been driving home and been tired, and I get up to my gym and I look at it and I go, well, do I want to go there or do I want to go home? And I know that by going and working out, I'm going to it's the weirdest thing. I'm going to be relaxed. I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to feel more connected to myself. I'm going to be more alive.
Your strength is down when you're feeling like that, and you're subjected to your hormonal fluctuations. It's actually easier after menopause. But when we're going through monthly cycles and then perimenopause and menopause where everything is up and down, you know, we're extremely affected as women by stress and by estrogen fluctuations. So strength training is one of the best tools that you can have to overcome those fluctuations in your hormones that affect your emotions.
Tell us a quick story about somebody whose life you've seen transformed, or your own experience through this, because I know you've seen lots of them.
Oh, I mean, I can speak mostly from my own experience,
okay.
Which... you know, having had a background in dance, how much time do I have here? Thank you. Pilates, ballet, yoga, power yoga. You know, I worked with some of the top Pilates professionals for years. And from time to time, I would get injured. I'd get off my game, blah, blah, blah.
As we all do.
Yeah. And maybe not work out. And actually, that may perhaps have been protective for all the people that are out there that aren't working out at the moment. You may be actually in a good place because it's possible that some of the things that you're doing in the gym are injuring you. So I was approached by a spiritual master who came to me, and he is a genie of sorts and very avant-garde artist who is a bodybuilder. And so he started sharing with me some of the things that he knew about training. And I was also an acupuncturist at the time and studying ergonomics. So as I went through the whole process, I mean, I can't tell you all the darkness and pain that I've walked through with strength and power by returning to my program in the gym. And once I had my program, no one could ever take it away from me. Even if you get off it for a while, you stop exercising, when you've got your map, you know you can always go back to the gym. You do not need your trainer. You've got an ergonomic understanding, and anybody that ever asks you to do anything uncomfortable, you're going to know, hey, I'm sorry, this is not my car. This is not the Bentley. I'm going back.
I think that's terrific. And again, I have recommended you to so many people because it's been so life-changing for me. I don't have the time or patience to schedule my day with anybody else's schedule. I'm very busy, so I want to be able to have a tool that I can use when and wherever I have the time to work it in.
And you need to have rest periods in between your sets, and you can't always do that with a trainer there. I mean, they're not going to sit there and wait for you to go through whatever it is you're going to go through. And so you can, you know, when you're on your own, you have complete freedom and autonomy, and that's the name of my game, independence in the gym.
Martha, we're getting close to needing to call it quits for this week. Please give the audience members your website.
Acubody.com, A-C-U-B as in boy, O-D-Y.com.
So, folks, basically for less than it would cost you to hire your own personal trainer, you know, regularly for 6 months, you can have your own program that you will have for the rest of your life. And it certainly did change mine. She does this in a very different, safe, life-affirming approach than anybody else I've ever come across. Folks, we're out of time this week on The Best from East to West. We look forward to seeing you next week. Remember, life is not a dress rehearsal, so make the most out of every moment. We'll see you next week. The content of this program is for informational purposes only. It should not be applied for medical purposes unless under the guidance of a licensed medical professional. You should not undertake any changes in diet or exercise patterns without first consulting your physician.
The proceeding was a paid program, and opinions expressed are those of the program sponsors and not necessarily the views of AM 830, its owners, or management.